habits around the thigh. So that fat is not that dangerous for females, but the visceral fat is more dangerous. So we have to measure waist hip ratio for that, and BMI and BP also, because if we are going to start HT, we use progesterone also if the patient is having intact uterus. So in that case, we need to know the status of lipid profile, because certain progesterone preparations, they damage or deteriorate the lipid profile. They reduce the HDL. So lipid profile is very important to know, and blood sugar levels are very important to know. So CBC, complete urine examination to see proteinuria and glycosuria, lipid profile, fasting blood sugar, mammography to rule out any breast malignancy, because medroxyprogesterone may induce proliferation in breast and PA breast, and ultrasound pelvis to rule out any mass or any lesion in the genital tract. And then some optional things like FSH to confirm menopause, estradiol levels to know if estradiol is really low, thyroid function test, because it has been seen that when FSH is raised, even TSH is also raised. So thyroid function is also not okay at that time. LFT, certain tumor markers, because it is that age where certain malignancies are common. Hysteroscopy, endometrial biopsy can also be done to be very safe, and assessment of bone mass. Now, general principles of clinical practice. So, first and foremost thing, counseling of the patient regarding menopause, that it is a physiological event only, and gradually all the things will become okay. And then health promotion in the like you will explain about lifestyle modification. Lifestyle modification means diet includes nutrition, and in that you have to explain that smoking should be quit, alcohol should not be taken, plenty of dairy is useful for bones, and nutrients in the form of proteinaceous diet, sprouts and all these you have to explain. Exercise has a definitive role, and exercise is also not every type of exercise can be done at this age. Basically, strengthening exercises, weight bearing exercises which are for muscle training are useful at that time. No other thing is as useful. And ultimately, MH. Hormone therapy, as I told you, now it is called MHT. Previously it was called as HRT. Now there are some contraindications to hormone therapy. What are these? There are some absolute and some relative contraindications. So what are the absolute contraindications? And then there are some relative which you can read out. Now forms or the products or the brands or the molecules which are used for MHT. So estrogen, progesterone, and then there is a molecule known as estrogen, that is estrogen tissue receptor modulator, and the other is term, that is estrogen receptor modulator. So tibolone acts on tissues, so that is called as STR, and raloxifene, it acts on estrogen receptors only, so it is called as SERM. So these two different preparations are there, and in the end androgen. Now the estrogen is also having different preparations, and the most appropriate preparation which is to be used is 17-beta estradiol. That is the most physiological. There are other preparations. The first preparation which came was conjugated equine estrogen, but conjugated equine estrogen, it has a detrimental effect on lipid profile, and estradiol valerate is other preparation which is available, that also gives a load to liver because it is metabolized in liver. But the 17-beta estradiol, it is already in the active form, so this is the best form to be used if it comes in your active. Then if we talk of progesterone, there are certain varieties of progesterone we can get, but the previous progesterone which were available like medroxyprogesterone acetate, noractystrone acetate, these were previous molecules and they have detrimental effect on lipid also. So nowadays we prefer to use dydrogesterone because that is the safest till now in the studies where that will be applied. Now the problem with Tibolon is, and why we have to use progesterone? Should we use progesterone in every woman? कौन सा कैंसर? प्रिवेंशन में कैंसर का ही करना है तो कौन से का? एंडोमेट्रियल कैंसर. तो एंडोमेट्रियल कैंसर किन में होगा? जिनमें की यूट्रस है, जिनमें ऑलरेडी सेट नहीं हो चुकी है, उनमें प्रोजेस्टेरोन का कोई रोल नहीं है. तो यदि सर्जिकल मेनोपॉज की पेशेंट है तो आपको सिर्फ ईस्ट्रोजन देना है. नेचुरल मेनोपॉज की पेशेंट है तो आपको ईस्ट्रोजन प्रोजेस्टेरोन दोनों देना है. अब दोनों देने हैं तो आपको सारा वर्कअप करना है. वर्कअप में क्या क्या करना है? ऐसा टेस्ट तो हमने बोला था वहाँ पे कि ऑप्शनल है, तो फिर सबसे पहले ऐसा भाई वर्कअप में क्या बताया? डायग्नोसिस की बात मत करो, हमको तो देनी है इसको अच्छा. तो अब क्या क्या देना है? लिपिड प्रोफाइल, सीबीसी कराना है, लिपिड प्रोफाइल कराना है, पैथोलॉजी वो और फिर ओरोसिस का ट्रीटमेंट कर रहे हैं, तो कॉन्वेंट करानी है, एलएसटी कराना है, सीबीसी कराना है, एलएसटी कराना है, शुगर कराना है और पैथोलॉजी कराना है, नोमोग्राम कराना है. सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट ये चीज़ है, क्योंकि ये एक ऐसी होती है इसमें यदि आपने ट्रीटमेंट दिया है, मान लो पेशेंट को कैंसर हो गया, आपकी मेडिसिन से नहीं हुआ, फिर भी पेशेंट कैन सू यू, यू हैव नॉट इन्वेस्टिगेटेड प्रॉपर्ली एंड यू स्टार्टेड अ ड्रग व्हिच कैन बी यूज्ड. तो ये प्रोजेस्टेरोन का हो गया. नाउ टिबोलॉन, देयर इज अ स्पेसिफिक थिंग फॉर टिबोलॉन आल्सो. Tibolon is very good for bone changes, like for osteoporosis and vasomotor effect. But the problem with Tibolon is it causes irregular bleeding. So we are not giving it in perimenopausal patients. We are giving it in at least 2 years past menopause, so postmenopausal patients. And raloxifene, it causes VTE. वीनस थ्रोम्बोएम्बोलिज्म. ये क्यों बंद हो गया? बाहर से उसको बुला दो एक बार. So raloxifene causes thromboembolism. Thromboembolism is an effect of estrogen also. So while giving HRT, we always have to ask about family history of BT. And then there are some complementary medicines. What are those complementary? These are some phytoestrogen, some herbs like black cohosh, isoflavones, and they are not properly or synthetic or natural estrogen progesterone. They are plant estrogen progesterone, so that can also be used, but studies on them are very less. So in the absence of proper evidence, we should not use them for a long period. So now there are 6-step approach for HT. So basic thing is we have to choose the right therapy for right person, for right duration, in right manner. So all these things which we discussed about it, they are included in this checkup or checklist of all the rights. So that is the prescribing hormone therapy checklist. So I think these are that is sufficient for you to know at UG level about menopause.